Hello and welcome back to Try Your Hand. Today we will be making a crochet beaded bracelet. For your supplies you will need 4 different colors of beads. So the ones that I'm showing here are orange, white, red, and green, but you will have a different color. You'll get your choice when you pick up your kit. You will also have some blue thread. You will have a beading needle. Then you will get your hardware, which is a claw clip and a jump ring. You will also have a 1.5 millimeter crochet hook. Before we get started on our project, we're going to go over some basic crochet skills. The first we're going to do is called the slip knot. To make the slip knot, you will pull on the thread, twist it, making a loop, inserting your fingers into the loop, and then pulling the long side of the thread to make your slip knot. What this does is it makes a knot that can open and close that you can then put on your hook. There are 2 ways to hold a crochet hook. There is pencil grip and overhand. Do whatever is most comfortable for you. Now, in order to hold your working thread, you will put that thread across your palm, over the last 3 fingers of your hand, under your pointer finger, and then back over again. Then you'll be holding the end of your work with your thumb and your middle finger. If you find that the string is too loose on your fingers, you can wrap the end of your thread around your pinky finger to help with tension. So next is the chain stitch. To chain, all you have to do is to yarn over with your hook and then pull through the loop that was already on there. So you're just pulling some thread through a loop. So again, the yarn that's on your index finger is going around and on top of the hook. Your hook is then grabbing onto that yarn and then pulling through the loop that is already on the hook. Also, don't worry if this is going too fast or if you're not fully understanding. I will have a paper copy of the directions for the basic crochet part in the kit with all your other supplies. So the next thing is the slip stitch. For this project, we will be kind of working in the round. So you will take your needle and insert it into the first stitch of your work, which is that first chain there. Then you will yarn over like you did with the chain, and you will pull through the place where you inserted your hook. From there, you will take the first loop that's on your hook and pass it through the second loop. That is a slip stitch. Again, we'll insert our hook into the next stitch. We'll yarn over, pull through where we inserted our hook, and then pull through the loop on our hook. So for this first step, we are going to be threading all of our beads onto our thread. You'll take your beading needle, which is a large eye needle, and then you will insert your thread into that eye. And then you'll push it to the bottom so that the corner kind of kinks the thread and keeps it from moving. Then you'll want to decide what your pattern is going to be. So in my example here, I have chosen green, pink, purple, and peach, and I'm going to continue to put my beads on my needle in this same pattern. For your project, you'll probably want to put all of the beads onto the thread first, just to make this process much easier. So as you do that though, you'll want to be pushing your beads down your thread. Your needle obviously can only hold so many beads at a time, so you'll put in as many beads in your pattern and then you'll push them down the thread, and then that's how you are able to then put all of your beads onto your thread and needle. So once you have threaded all of your beads onto your thread, we will then take the beading needle off of our thread. This might take a little work because the fibers kind of get stuck at the end of the needle, but you just want to push it back out from that little corner and take that out. So now to start with the bracelet, we are going to have to start with the slip knot. So to do that is that we make a loop, we twist that loop, we insert our fingers into the loop and then grab the long end of the thread and pull that through the loop we had our fingers through to make a slip knot. Once we pull that through, it should make a little knot, and you can pull the long end of the thread to be able to make that loop get smaller. So now that we have our slip knot ready, we are going to start making our bracelet. The first thing that we need to do is make the first 4 base chains. So you want to push up some of your beads, make sure that you have at least the first 4 like in your hand. Then you'll take the first bead and push it all the way across so that it's right next to your hook, and then you will yarn over and pull through like you would with a regular chain. The bead does have to be like right next to the hook in order for the bead to kind of be crocheted into that first chain stitch. Then you'll push up the second bead and do the same thing. Just make sure to hold that bead while you yarn over and pull through, just so that it's on in the chain, and you will do the same thing for the next 2 colors. The way that this pattern goes around this bracelet makes a spiral pattern. Now that we have our 4 base colors crocheted into that chain, we are then going to insert our hook into the first stitch. So once we have done that, we are going to then push the bead that is on that stitch away from us. That way it's under the hook. Then we will push the bead that is on the thread close to our hook, and we're going to keep it close to that hook. Yarn over and then pull through both the loops that are on our hook. So again, we are inserting our hook into the stitch that one purple bead is in. We will push the purple bead away from us. So we have like 2 little loops on our hook. We will push up the next bead on our thread, yarn over, and pull through both the loops that are on our hook. We will continue doing this all the way around with every single one of our beads. So once you get this part down, it's very easy to continue because this is all you need to really do. It is easy to tell if you're inserting your needle into the right stitch, because the bead that is on that stitch that you're inserting your needle in is going to be the same color as the bead that is going to be added. This will make a nice spiral pattern as you go all the way around, and the longer your bracelet becomes, the easier it is to see this pattern. If you ever make a mistake in the pattern of the beads on your thread, you can take the string off of that cardboard backing and take all the beads off the back and then restring them off that side of the thread. So now that you have finished or are about to finish stitching in all the beads into your bracelet, we are going to be closing off the work. This is going to work essentially just the same as what we have been doing. The only thing is that we're not pushing any beads towards our hook because there are none. So we're just inserting our hook into the next space, pushing that bead down, and then just yarning over and pulling through both the loops on our hook with no beads in between. You just do this once all the way around. And once you have done that, you will cut off any of the excess yarn over, and then pull that end piece of yarn all the way through the loop that was on your hook. So now that we have finished the beading part of our bracelet, we're going to add all the closures. For this, I just made sure I kept a nice little tail on the ends of my work, and then I inserted the string into that big eye needle that we used to thread all of our beads. Then we're going to insert our needle into the jump ring. When we insert our needle into the jump ring, we're going to bring it all the way down to the bracelet, and then we're going to insert our needle through some of the stitches in our bracelet, and we're going to do that a few times. To secure the jump ring onto the bracelet, I would then insert my needle, make a loop, and insert my needle into that loop to make a knot. I would do this a couple of times just to make sure that it's secure. So once I made a couple of knots in the bracelet, I inserted my needle into the bracelet itself a couple of times just to secure those knots even more. Once I've done that a few times, I just snipped off all the excess thread that I had left. Then I would do the exact same process with the clip side of the bracelet. This time, sure to insert your needle into the little hole at the bottom of that clip. You don't want to insert your needle into like the mouth of the clip, or else it'll like come out of your bracelet. So once you've added the closures to your bracelet is complete. I hope you had a lot of fun making this project. I know I really did. I think this turned out so great. If you want to show us your projects, you can definitely send us a picture through Instagram or through Facebook. The links to that will be down in the description. Or you can even email it to us, or you can come in and show us your project. We do these Try Your Hands every month, so if you're interested in any of these, come on and check on our calendar so that you can sign up and get a kit. A link to the calendar will be down in the description. So I hope you guys had fun. See you next time. Bye.